So the heart and the mind must be cultured. Someone told me a few years ago that the problem with our society is that we are living within a culture. That culture is a problem. That we need to train people to think outside the culture. Have you heard that before? So they call it paradigm shifts, right? Think outside the culture. Don't let the culture hold you down. But I argued with her a little bit. I said that no man can thrive outside culture. Because if your goal is to live outside a culture, that goal will become a culture. You do understand it? If your goal is that I will never live by a culture, you not living by a culture, you are forming another culture. Yes, sir. So life thrives by cultures. But the difference is that some of us are refining the culture by which we tailor our lives. But can you live outside culture? No. The question is, what culture are you tailoring your life by? But everybody must live by a culture. In spite of your religion, in spite of your success, in spite of your story, you cannot exist and thrive outside an existing or created culture. Did you hear that now? You didn't hear it. You cannot thrive outside either an existing culture or a created culture. So I'm not saying you must live by the cultures that they have created. You can create your own culture. Yes, sir. I have been blessed to read very few books. People think I read a lot. The disclaimer is I don't read a lot. I live by observation. Observation is the way I learn from life. But many things that I have seen in my life is as a result of the culture that God has helped me to tailor to myself. There is a scripture: no weapon fashioned against you will prosper. It's a very, for those of you who are Christians, it's a very popular thing. No weapon that is fashioned against me shall prosper. Have you heard that before? Okay, please come. Let me explain that. Let me explain that to you and teach you culture. Do you want to learn culture? You see, when you say no weapon that is fashioned against me, you know that word fashion also goes with tailoring. You agree with me? So it means that there is a weapon that is tailored against you. There is you see, you can go and buy a gun and shoot anybody. Am I correct? Don't try it. But it does not mean that that gun is tailored for the person that was shot. Yeah, you didn't get it. That you bought a gun and not you. If somebody buys a gun and shoots somebody, it does not mean that that gun is tailored for the person that was shot. But you see, this thing I just quoted is saying that there is a weapon that was designed and tailored for you. But even that weapon that was designed and tailored against you will not prosper. No weapon that is fashioned against you. That weapon was fashioned, was designed, was calibrated with your name on it. So weapons can be fashioned. Are you following that now? Yes. The same way, cultures can be fashioned. You can tailor a culture to fit you. The reason why your life is so unpredictable is because you are wearing a culture that was tailored for me. Oh yeah. Yes. 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 There is a culture that you must tailor for yourself. You see, because some of you don't have the pot belly I have. So if you are wearing what I'm wearing, it will look very bogus on you. Are you following me now? That thing you want to wear, that you say, that's how Apeh used to do it. It was tailored for me. You must cultivate the intelligence and the commitment to begin to tailor cultures for your life. However it's working for Bashiru, take it and then trim it and tailor it and wear it. You must fashion cultures and systems to suit your journey. Thank you, Mr. Is that making sense at all?
Yes, sir.
So your mind can be cultured to love. Your heart can be trained to love. The same way that your heart can be trained to hate. Some of you who have stepmothers, if you are in a polygamous home, there's a way they train your heart to hate your stepmother. You know that? It's training, There are people that love their stepmothers. Also by training. The reason why you hate your stepmother is because that is the way that they have trained our hearts. The stepmother is always a witch. Have you noticed?
It's true.
It's a training. So you see a child who is just 7 years old already hating her stepmother. Because somewhere in the training of the culture, we have been told that any witch in the family must be a stepmother. Come on, say train.
Train.
So you must train your heart to love, train your mind to give. And I'll come to that now. Train your heart to do what? And train your heart to be grateful. 3 things. You must train your heart and your mind to love. You must train your heart and your mind to give. You must train your heart and your mind to be grateful. Without these 3 things, you can never succeed in what you are attempting to do.